Have you seen this? It's The Little Mermaid, and she's all grown up.
Welcome to Have You Seen This?
The world's only podcast about obscure, overlooked, and misbegotten media.
All discussions will be spoiler heavy.
You have been warned.
This show would not be possible without the support of our patrons. If you would like to support our show, join us at patreon.com/haveyouseenthis. Patrons get the show a week early, and $5 supporters also get access to our Discord. Or you can tip us at our Ko-fi. Visit the link in the show notes.
This is a Polish electroclash musical about two siren pop stars, which is like a premise written by autocomplete, maybe?
You might be underselling it a little.
I don't know. I mean, I think that sentence alone is pretty crazy, and that's why I brought this to your attention, because, Jen, you know what a fan I am of musicals. And when I watch this, I'm like, oh my God, they're singing. That makes so much sense.
I thought it was more that you were a fan of women with occluded orifices.
Right, yeah, the movie's rated R, but there's no pussy in this, and the movie is happy to show you that.
Yeah.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves. This is a 2015 movie from Poland, and yeah, it is a musical. And what I think is so cool about this one is that it takes the mermaid folklore, it kind of blends it together with sirens because they're two sort of mythical sea creatures, and it puts them in a context that I think is still true to the story and true to the nature of the creatures that it's about. Because if you had the gift of being able to lure people to their deaths or seduce them or whatever through the power of song, why wouldn't you want to be a pop star in dystopian, neon-drenched 80s Poland?
Yeah.
Right. So when people say don't like musicals, it's because they aren't like this.
Yeah, okay. All right.
What?
Check out our episodes on Earth Girls Are Easy.
Another one of my favorite musicals.
Oh shit, we're going to be doing another one soon.
Yeah.
Although I don't know how you feel about it. Rock and Rule.
We'll see. I mean, I have a pretty broad taste in musicals, as you know.
It's not animated by Ralph Bakshi, so,
Okay, well, already that's a point in his favor.
Yeah, exactly. I think I've been processing my thoughts about this movie for like the last 48 hours because I watched it twice in that time.
Okay.
And I really have to give it props for being so profoundly upsetting. In a way, and mind you, this is a horror movie as well. It's a Polish horror musical that takes place in sort of an alternate 1980s Warsaw.
Yeah.
It's astonishingly beautiful and weird and funny. And it upset me so deeply in so many ways.
That's great. It had an emotional effect on you.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Feels
That's
bad, man.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it sounds like I'm slamming the movie, which I'm not. Like, and we both do obviously recommend it. It's just that the themes and imagery are so discomforting. This is from and I'm really bad at Polish pronunciation. In fact, I don't know how to pronounce Polish
like every other letter, and I think you're okay.
Yeah, so this comes from a director called Agnieszka Smoczynska, and screenwriter Robert Bolesto, who she often collaborates with. Interesting thing about this particular director is that in 2022, she made a film called The Silent Twins.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I bet I know what that is about. And sure enough, it is indeed about the twins, June and Jennifer Gibbons. I don't know if you know that story, Tim.
Tell me about this true crime story that you're so fascinated by.
Well, that's a story about two sisters who were heavily enmeshed, oddly enough. That sounds familiar, right?
A folie à deux, if you will.
Yeah, and the Silent Twins is based on a true story about two twins who kind of invented their own language, refused to speak to other people, and eventually ended up in Broadmoor, the psychiatric hospital in the
Hmm.
United Kingdom. But haven't seen the movie, and we're not talking about it. But I'm putting a pin in it because I was like, oh shit, I want to see what this director does with that material because
Yeah.
this was really astonishing.
Hmm.
I guess as a take on the Little Mermaid, and by that I mean the Hans Christian Andersen tale.
The only real Little Mermaid. Excuse me. It's the only Little Mermaid I respect.
Well, Tim, you said you loved musicals, so
Right.
I just want to be part of your
But
world.
I loathe the rapacious media monopoly of the Walt Disney Company more than I love musicals.
Yeah, that's which is fair. And
Right.
Little Mermaid is fine as done by Disney. It is entertaining, but um this goes to really dark places in a way that even like surpasses the original because the original Little Mermaid is like a redemptive tale.
Yeah, in kind of the third act, but it does follow the broad strokes of what people are familiar with of the Little Mermaid story, which is mermaid goes to land, she falls in love with a guy, she needs to get legs, but it's going to cost her her voice. And if he falls in love with someone else, then she's pretty much going to fall to pieces and die.
Yep. In the Anderson story, it strikes me as sort of a Christian redemption tale because one of the things that the
Yeah.
plot hinges on in the original is that mermaids are quite long lived. Like they'll live like 300 years, but
Hmm.
they don't go to heaven. Humans have short lives, but they get to have an eternal life. But oh, spoilers for the Little Mermaid. Sorry, guys. Um,
It's all right. Hans Christian Andersen can't sue us.
yeah, he was too busy writing in his jerk off diary or whatever the fuck he did. Um,
Yeah, when are they going to make the Disney musical animated jerk off diary of Hans Christian Andersen?
I mean, I would watch that. Like, I would respect that. Um, yeah. So in the Anderson version, even though the Little Mermaid is obliged to make this sacrifice, she also wins an eternal life. That's the redemption. Um, and in
Yeah,
this
she
version,
suffers in life and then gets to go to heaven through her good deeds. I mean, there's your boilerplate Christianity right there.
right? And in this, it's a little more of a well. I mean, we have two mermaids,
Hmm.
and one does take the sacrificial arc, but then it turns out that her sister is basically avenges her in
Well,
death.
they are two sides of this approach, which these two sisters. There's a brunette who goes by Golden, and a blonde who goes by Silver. Like that isn't confusing. Um, and the brunette Golden, she very much adheres to her nature. Like we live in the sea, we have tails, we eat people.
Yeah, we got
But
real sharp teeth.
yeah, but Silver is like, I like it here. I want to be a person. I love this bassist. I want to stay. And the rift is that they're a duo act and they're sisters and they can't both have their way. So it needs to they need to sort out, like, which way do you want to be? Do you want to be true to yourself, true to your mermaid nature, or do you want to change who you are and become something else? Because the
Yes.
becoming something else is really where all the risk lies versus just accepting who you are, and that there are some places where maybe you don't fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie works on a couple of different levels. It's good.
And especially because I think for the director, this was her way of kind of I hate to keep using the word processing because it's so hack.
Okay.
Um Part
Digesting the way a mermaid might a someone out on the town in Warsaw.
Yeah, like when you chew and swallow a guy's larynx.
Right, yes.
Yeah. Which is cool. Um,
And symbolic, if you
it's
think about it.
the director was drawing from her experiences in the 80s in Poland, and um,
Hence the 80s aesthetic.
right, which is cool. And it's also a very, and I think this is what got to me about it, was the experiences of it draws from the experiences of young women in like a fairly hostile environment. And it's sort of and another thing that I keep thinking about is how, like, yes, these young women are vulnerable and exploited, but they're both like incredibly powerful.
Yeah, they're sort of the, dangerous wild animal that you try to domesticate,
Yeah.
which is also kind of how things don't ultimately work out for them. But yeah, there's a scene in the beginning because the way that the story starts is these two mermaids just sort of they swim ashore and they find this trio of troubadours. It isn't clear if they're a band or a family. Like that's never really established, and the movie does kind of play a little fast and loose with causality. I want to say sometimes things just happen, or it's like, how did we? What? Who's that person? But
Yeah.
yeah, so you kind of got to let it wash over you, like sea foam, maybe. But
Or
yeah,
some
so
kind of viscous exudate from a creature's
right,
skin.
yes. So they come to the shore and they and the movie does kind of start with like a minor musical number of them singing to this guitarist who is kind of wading through the water, and they're like, "Hey, come help us get on land. We'll be nice to you. We won't eat you." And they
Yeah.
kind of keep repeating that refrain of "we won't eat you," and it's like, why are you? It's the I
My
don't
shirt
eat
that
people
says, "I
shirt.
won't
Yeah,
eat you."
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because we all know what sirens do as they sing and lure men to their deaths.
Right,
So,
exactly. So
yeah.
I love that the movie is conflating mermaids and sirens because why not?
Yeah.
But once they're ashore and they have legs because they are playing by splash logic, and if they're dry they have legs, and if they're wet they have tails. Then the next time that we see them is they're basically in like a back room of this nightclub where the woman of this trio of musicians has found them, and she's sort of introducing them to the club owner. And already, like what you're saying about sort of the dangers of being, a young woman, sort of unprotected, is like this is easily read as like a child sexual exploitation scene,
Right.
because he's like, all
Yeah.
right, get, the two of you get undressed, and they do, and they inspect them, which is when the movie, makes clear where it's like, look, they're smooth, like they're like a Barbie, like they don't have the lady parts.
Right.
Yeah, but still, like, the guy's kind of giving a demonstration, and he's like, then he pours, splashes some water on them, and the tails appear, and the tails are grotesque. They're like two-thirds of their body. They're like eel tails. It's not
Yeah, eels.
sexy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, you have the scene where it's kind of like these two, orphan ingenues, like being kind of pressed into this like cabaret work, because it's like, yeah, it's singing, also you're cool showing your tits, right? It's
Right.
yeah, it's really skeevy, the
Yeah.
situation that they're in. And they're like, yeah, let's just do this for a while on our way to America. You start small, maybe compromise your morals a little to get on that first rung and then start them, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
they're quite delighted um to be a part of this.
yeah,
Like the way that they, in that whole scene in the dressing room, the way that they stare at like the club owner, just like, yeah, we got tails.
yep.
Like very it's interesting in the way that it like it's obviously riffing on that theme of that all too common theme of, you know, child sexual exploitation in
Mm-hmm.
entertainment, but it kind of flips on its head by making these girls also monstrous.
Yep. Yeah.
And I hate to say it, you know what else I thought of was there's a tidbit in the Epstein files about uh Trump inserting his fingers into girls
Mm-hmm.
as a method of inspecting them. What do you think happens in this scene?
Yeah. The club owner, well, the two of them, like him and like I don't know the other guy, he's like, I think this is it. So he just kind of like fingers the cloaca,
Yeah.
and one of them, kind of giggles a little, like, well,
It's so yeah. Now, remember, this is a horror movie and it
right.
is horrifying.
And it's a musical. Um, but yeah, so he's convinced. So he's like, yeah, have them be backup singers, and we can pour water on them, and everyone will be surprised.
Yeah, and they go over really really well. They are over
Yeah.
in this club.
What I like about this too is like the premise is so like low stakes because it's like we have found like this pair of intelligent mythical creatures. Let's make them a part of our lounge act. Although I guess in a way it's like it's no different than a circus. Like, oh,
Right.
we got this two-headed cow. Let's have it paraded around in a tent.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
There's
they go over.
probably there's probably something in there about the wondrous things in the world and the way they just can kind of get like flattened into really
Yeah,
prosaic stuff.
right. Yeah, it's like sure you can turn into a half woman, half fish, but I don't know. Can you sing? Can you dance? What can I sell? Like, come back when you got something I can sell.
Right.
Um, but they go over well in the nightclub. Yeah, they turn out to be very popular. There's another act that shows up briefly, but that is like such a minor character who comes back later in a way that isn't comprehensive. Like
I
I
mean
don't know what.
the heavy metal mermaid guy.
No, that guy. They do tease that a couple of times. I'm talking about the woman in the Raina Riffle wig who sings the banana song, not the Harry
Oh, right.
Belafonte song. Another song.
Yeah, there are some stray women in this story that, and I'll admit it. I don't know if I picked up everything that this movie was laying down. I got like the broad parameters, but like I think Tim alluded to this earlier that you just kind of have to go with the flow a little bit
Yeah,
with
yeah.
this
Just
movie
float
because
with
there
the
were
current.
times when I was like, wait, what? Like, do I need to be like Polish and of a certain age to vibe with this?
That was my same thinking because there are like two or three scenes where you're like, I think you skipped a part where you're supposed to introduce who this person is and tell us
Right.
why they're here and what happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is going to happen in this movie. But after they get approved for the club, they have a song and dance number checking out a mall talking about how exciting it is living in the city.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a full on like a musical set piece
Yeah, a
because
real production number.
right, yeah. And it's probably like one of the rare like bright spots in this movie. That's mostly kind of like, you know, dank and kind of a little uneasy,
Yes.
sleazy
Yes.
maybe. Yeah,
The whole thing I don't want to say bleak because that makes it sound like a Lars von Trier movie or something.
right.
Um it is and
Maybe desperate and sleazy.
yeah, cuz like Grounded doesn't express it well enough cuz like yeah, it's a sort of fractured fairy tale, but like oh in a world that isn't like very magical, let's put it that way.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Very grounded, very down to earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like
Yeah.
underwater. I hear it's better under the sea. I wouldn't know anything about that.
See, if these girls had just met like a singing crab,
Right. He could have
things
been their
would have been a
backup
lot
singer.
better. Yeah,
Could have been on the
exactly.
drums. Yeah.
But yeah, there were no like Jamaican accented crabs in Warsaw at the time, so there you go.
Yeah. Well, they're an invasive species, really. So not a
Tim, that's
problem.
a terrible thing to say.
I'm not talking about the Polish. Jeez.
Yeah, we're bringing back all the old prejudices, folks. We're gonna start differentiating between different types of white people, like on a really granular level. Because
Right,
Lord
right.
knows we don't have enough exclusionary bullshit in our society currently.
Yeah, yeah. No, don't tell Troy McClure that I'm prejudiced against fish women.
So call your friend a dumb Pollock today.
Hey, a lot
What
of
are
my
you
friends are
laughing
dumb
at, you stupid
Polacks.
kraut?
Don't make me invade you and then fight a war on a different front at the same time.
Then I'll just have to shoot myself in the head.
Right, right, yeah. Look, I'll bet you 100 Reichsmarks. Wait, 1,000 Reich. Okay, 10,000 Reichsmarks.
But meanwhile,
Yeah,
much later, one country over, um,
right.
there are
Well, I
freaky
mean, they
fish
tried to
women in the
annex it.
clubs.
Yeah.
Right. But so these girls are having a really good time, and they both and this is a really interesting kind of source of tension between the two because they're sisters, but they want very different things
Yeah, as
out of.
sisters do. I mean, you know.
Sure, explain.
I don't you have a sister.
I have half sisters.
Okay, well, you want different things.
You know what? It's really not the same because I was basically raised as an only child. And in
Mhm.
this movie, and I think I know why this director was chosen to make a film about June and Jennifer Gibbons. It's like a story about a very enmeshed relationship between two sisters. Like they're so close that they could talk telepathically to each other.
Well, they talk like dolphin talk.
Yeah.
It's like
Um
hypersonic.
yeah. That's a good point. And I hate to say it, it could be that my sound setup wasn't quite as good as it could have been for
Mhm.
enjoying this movie to the full. Although, in addition to the sound design, like the songs are really good. Like they kind of remind me a little bit of Bat for Lashes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I just had kind of like an overall like, mid 2010s electro-clash vibe to them. But yeah, some
Yeah,
of
they're
them
really
are,
cool.
particularly catchy, even though
Yeah.
I don't speak or read Polish, so I can't sing along to them anyway.
Yeah, and I don't know how this and that's an interesting question is like the fact that you have to translate these lyrics and English is going to be very different from Polish and there is an effort made in the subtitles to kind of make them poetic and I'm sure that they're capturing a lot of what's expressive
Mhm.
in the original language of these songs but you also wonder how direct a translation is this except there's one line where they say frutti di mare which
Mhm.
they say in English and Polish. So I was
Right.
like, okay, well they're sticking reasonably close.
Yeah.
Um, Incidentally, this is currently available both on HBO Max and Criterion Channel. So
Right.
um,
Are we done?
no,
Oh, well,
I just wanted to mention it while it
oh,
was in my uppermost in my mind because I was talking about the
perfect.
subtitles.
Yeah, because like if you like bring up a different topic, whatever's in Jen's head just turns into seafoam.
That's exactly right.
Right. Yeah.
I have a
Um.
disability, Tim.
Yeah.
It's not just my fat tail.
No, I'm aware.
It's that I have sand dollars in my head.
That's true. Yeah, but yeah, like you say, the songs. I don't know how well translated they are. Maybe it is more resonant in the original Polish, but yeah, there are also scenes too of Golden just kind of wandering around like the dingy apartment that she shares with Silver and this band slash family, and
Right.
she's kind of moping around again, completely nude, just how about how like sad she is, and it's like I'm sad and now you feel sad, now everyone's feeling sad, and maybe it is kind of a just sort of an acknowledgement of how their songs are affecting to other people, and it's like if she's sad then she's gonna
Ah.
sing about sad things and make other people sad as a result. But yeah, it does kind of come back around. The song ends up reappearing later. But yeah, it is one of the she's just kind of singing to herself one of the songs that becomes part of their repertoire.
Yeah. And I do like how when that song comes back around again
Hmm.
at the end of the movie, it's
Right.
during a fucking wedding.
Right. Yes, it's so inappropriate. But
Yeah.
yeah, other songs that come up too is because it isn't just Golden being Golden, where she's like, I'm a fish monster and I'm here to eat people and sing before I go to America,
And I'm
and then
all out of
it's
people.
right, yeah, and it's Silver who like she's really fallen for this the bassist in the band who it's understandable because he's the only person who isn't like a crusty old dude.
He
So
may or
yeah,
may not be the son of the singer and drummer of the band.
yeah, that is not established. There's a point too where Golden goes out to kill, and Silver's wandering around looking for her, and she like kind of spots through a keyhole like the mother slash lead singer of this band like blowing a guy,
Yeah.
but it isn't clear who he is. Although I think it's implied that it's the son
Is it? I
or the
thought that
bassist.
like yeah, I don't That's a
It's only
really
because
good
like later he kind of like exits in the same way from like the same room where that was happening earlier. So
right.
tough to say. It's
Gosh,
one of those things
yeah.
that the movie doesn't explicate. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Or
and
or it might just be like this is a fucked up movie. She's probably blowing her son.
yeah, cuz it's and going back to the director like drawing from her own experiences in this kind of dingy milieu, it's like, yeah, that seems like the kind of thing that you see as like a young person and
Yeah.
you're like, I have no frame of reference for this. I don't know how to process
Right.
this. Like
Yeah.
that image is in my head forever.
Right, right, yeah. But because she's already interested in this guy, the bassist, she's like, "Oh, well, if someone else is blowing him, I got to move quick." And she does, seduce him. She like, kind of gets him to follow her into a bath where, like, her tail comes back, and he's like, "I can't do this. You're a fish. I can't fuck a fish."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and in the fashion of many young people, he's down to have some fun.
Right. Yeah.
She's way more attached than he is. And
Yeah.
there you see the Little Mermaid narrative kind of coming back in.
Yeah, and she again, we get this little kind of musical fugue where she's like, "Well, let me sing you about what this is going to be like." The two of us like kind of intertwined, understanding each other. They have like this little kind of duet,
Yeah.
and so you can see like this is her using the power of her song to seduce him, and well, it works because they become closer as a result. While Golden is being investigated for murder by, I should add, by a distractingly attractive policewoman.
Yeah, like a dominatrix lesbian policewoman
Yeah.
who just really wants to fuck her a fish.
Right. Yeah. It isn't clear if like she's trying to like arrest or seduce her because they also get a song together, which is kind of a I don't it's a sort of a tete-a-tete. It's a bit like the knife fight from Beat It, where it's the two of them just kind of like circling each other, or
Also
it's
very
like
sexual.
yes, they're very homoerotic.
Mhm.
Because yeah, it's like, am I worried that this woman is a cop and she's going to arrest me? Am I worried that this woman is a predator, is going to eat me?
Yeah.
I tell you what, there's a lot of tension in this room. Why don't we go back to my place and I'll pour a cup of hot water on you?
Yeah, and I think on a second viewing, I think Golden um, thinks fast and is able to kind of seduce this policewoman through song.
Yeah, it's
So
what they got going for them.
yeah,
They're young and nubile, and yeah, people really
slippery.
respond to them. Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
then
they're
the
slimy
way that
too.
they're yeah, but then the way that their tryst ends is with the policewoman like holding a gun to her head.
Yeah, it is very fucked up because it's like it is saying like I want, like the two of them want each other for whatever reason, and and Golden is like, yeah, I could eat you anytime I want to, but the policewoman is also like, not with a gun to your head, you aren't.
Yeah, it's
So
very freaky.
Yeah, but that's fun.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah, they're
I
making friends here and there.
yeah, and the policewoman is one of several characters that just kind of like play their little part in the movie and disappear.
Hmm.
And it doesn't hit you on the first watch. It was only after watching a second time I was like, "Oh yeah, like the policewoman doesn't do much else in the story except appear on TV and, implicate uh Golden in this
Yeah,
murder that has happened. Because there are like reptilian tracks like where
yeah,
this guy was killed.
right. Yeah, it's like how many mermaids do you think they got walking around in this
Right.
town?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another interesting just little fugue because the movie does have a lot of these, and not just the one where like they're all just kind of sitting around watching TV. It's the two girls and the band where they're just sort of like going on about I guess because the band is becoming popular, because they do have like this real nice like electroclash pop act where they are sort of formally introduced as the Lure, like that's their band.
Yeah.
um and it's just watching this, like their look and the time and everything. I'm just thinking of this movie as like, remember that band Iconopop?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it's like if Iconopop killed people. Like that
Cool.
that's what the Lure is.
For all we know, they have.
Right, yeah, I'm not saying they haven't either. I don't know them.
Yeah. Like, how do you
But
think they
they
got
had that
famous?
lyric about, I pushed your corpse into a bag and pushed it down the stairs. I love it.
I don't care. Yeah.
Wait, the lyrics were by Charlie XCX. She's the one behind it.
I could see that.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
Respect.
yeah, I'd totally let her get off. What were we talking about? Yeah, so yeah, so there's like this weird little musical interlude of like the dad or the drummer. Like he gets to like get up and do like this little like band leader thing to this like kind of Hawaii 5 tune. It doesn't mean anything. They're just like watching TV and they're like, oh, suddenly this band's popular with this like no name drummer. Everyone loves him now. And so he has like this neat little fantasy of him being like this big band leader.
Yeah. It's weird. This is where the movie got a little murky for me
Yeah, yeah, fair.
because then the family the band slash family basically turns on these young women
Yeah.
who
Well,
admittedly are monstrous.
right, yeah. Well, there's another thing because just talking about like how popular these girls have been and how I guess it's like seductive their whole thing has been. Like even the woman, like the lead singer, the mother, like she like kind of has this vision, which is not unlike a scene from Holy Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like her where she's got the two girls like suckling at her, and she's
Right.
like fantasizing that she's a mermaid too.
Yeah.
So I just saw like that tableau, and I'm like, Holy Mountain.
Yeah.
So
What does it mean? We don't know, but it's
right.
there.
No, yeah, I've seen Holy Mountain a number of times. I don't know what it means. Um, but yeah, so like she gets her little fantasy, he gets his little fantasy. But yeah, then the news comes on, and again, distractingly attractive policewoman is like, yeah, we think it's some kind of animal or like some kind of reptile, and like everyone just kind of side eyes Golden at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then I think the girls kind of get in it. Um
yeah, they have kind of a cat fight.
yeah, like okay, this is exactly like those videos I sent you because I have a mutual who has a pet cat and
Hmm.
there is also a cat that is outside that his pet cat can't stand. Like these
Right.
cats hate each other. So there are
It's
all
just
these
like any
videos
cat.
on his Blue Sky timeline of these cats like staring at each other going
Yeah.
and it wouldn't surprise me at all if the director had told the actresses like okay, you know how like when cats will like go forehead to forehead and then just
Hmm.
kind of scream at each other because they hate each other, same kind of body language, and there's a little tussling, but then they
Yeah.
start singing what it's another one of the numbers, and it sounds like what might be like It could be like a nursery rhyme
Yeah,
from
it's like a
like
nursery
Ghost in
rhyme.
Bed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, their
then
cat
they're
fight has
like,
a song too.
yeah, and then they're like, "You know what? We're simpatico. Like, I can't stay mad at you." And then
Yeah.
the dad drummer comes in and just straight punches them both in the face.
Yeah, he decks them both. It's just a great end to the scene.
Yeah, and then you're like, "Wait, are they dead? What the fuck?" Because they're like lying there all bloody with their eyes like staring off into nothing. And then the next thing you know, the
They're
family has
dumping
rolled
them in the
them.
river.
Yeah, they rolled them up in carpets and they're just throwing them into the river.
Right. Yeah. So
And
it's
the
like, all right.
Yeah,
I,
and the son slash bassist like throws up, and
yeah.
then they're like, "Yeah, well, we did what we had to do."
Yeah. See, Jen, this is why you don't invite a wild animal into your house. Like
That's true.
you can't domesticate a mermaid. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Don't try
yeah.
it.
So, all of you out there, stop fucking giving cat food to raccoons. You think you're
Right.
feeding the feral cats, you are also feeding every other fucking wild animal that comes by your place.
Yeah. Also stop feeding the feral cats too. They're an invasive species. They're like Sebastian, the singing crab.
Don't feed Sebastian if he comes to your house, even if he's
No.
singing.
Yeah.
So, as it turns out, though, the girls just come back.
Yeah, because they dumped him in the water. It's like, oh no, don't put me in the briar patch.
Yeah, and then they get an apology uh from the family. Although Golden does take a little piece out of the drummer. Like she
Yeah.
bites off the end of his thumb.
Yeah, still a wild animal. It's like, I'll pet
Yeah.
that bear. Bears love honey.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, we're not mad."
Right, yeah. And I think that you're leaving a part out because it doesn't make sense. Like you might have excised a part that has like nothing to do with anything and is completely inexplicable.
What
You're forgetting the part where the family all dies.
Okay, like that was where I got hella confused because I was like, "Wait, did they all do
Yes.
heroin and die in a domestic violence incident?"
I don't know. Like we're missing like two or three scenes to explain that because like after they throw him in the river, like the dad, beats up the son, and then like the mom comes in and tries to stop him, and she gets knocked out. Fast forward, and like the son's like overdosed on the couch, and like the dad is like, or on like a chair, and then like the dad's dead on the couch, and then like the mom is on her back in the bed, and it's like did I like sleep through a commercial break? What just happened?
Yeah, and it's kind of cool. It looks like a Fiona Apple video.
Yeah, yeah, it's got like that kind of like spotlight on the camera, like kind of looking around like security camera footage.
Yeah, and
Um,
then a lady comes in and starts singing about like poison
yeah, this was the
inside
other
you.
singer that we saw
Right.
once 40 minutes ago.
The banana chick.
Yeah,
Josephine Baker. No.
right, yeah. So,
No, yeah, like she comes in and she's got like a latex glove on, and then there's an IV going into the dad's arm, and he kind of wakes up and says he needs
she's here to like
glucose.
she's here to like revive them. Yeah, and
Right.
even the son's like, I'm not gonna walk this one off. It's like, what happened in here?
Yeah.
It
And
isn't clear.
I
It
don't know if it was just that and I think well, I mean, it's such a common narrative thing is like the destabilizing arrival of a sexy stranger.
Yeah.
6 degrees of separation or teorema or whatever. And the girls are like unbelievably disruptive, even as the band is becoming quite successful.
Yeah.
And it's like they turn on each other and resolve it, but then in their absence, the family turns on each other and kills each other.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
did they like? Is it over the death of some stranger, and they feel responsible? Is it because like they lost their like, um, their hook? Like their girls aren't there anymore, so like they're out of a job. I don't know. And the
Yeah,
movie
because
the movie does not help you with this.
yeah. So I don't know what that's about at all.
Yeah. But the woman coming back and like administering beneficial drugs to like revive them and like that's probably my favorite song in the movie
It's a
because
cool
it
song.
yeah, and the refrain is like, is it done yet? Is it done yet? Is it done yet? And it's
Yeah.
kind of like I don't know what it you are referring to. Like
No clue.
yeah, is it like are you better now? Are they dead yet? Is my career over? Like I don't know what it is.
There's
I
not a tremendous amount of joy in this movie, and again, I feel like it has a lot to do with the setting.
Yeah, sure.
Like, it just seems like, I don't know, maybe Poland in the '80s was a pretty bleak place.
I don't know. I mean, I'd only been at their airport and it was pretty bleak.
Nothing weird ever happened in Poland, right?
Uh Let me check the Wikipedia entry.
Maybe you're the wrong person to ask. I don't know.
Maybe. Look, we were never in Poland. We just came in once briefly. Nothing happened, and then we left.
We played our '80s act, and then we strangled each other.
Look,
Then
just
we came
just
back to life,
in and out, 20-minute blitzkrieg.
and then we welcomed back the flesh eating sisters.
Right, yeah. Yeah. So maybe this is kind of a repeated beat, or maybe this part could have been excised in favor of explaining just what the hell happened with the family, because this is continuing their arc from before, which is they're the two girls are still trying to make a go of it. Like Golden, like they are splitting up. Like the band is split at this point. This is where Silver is saying, "I'm gonna get legs. I'm gonna get a pussy, and don't you try to stop me." And it's interesting too that the like the witch from the Little Mermaid story, the one who kind of
Oh,
sets this
yeah.
in motion, she is relegated to just like a really minor character, just like one scene of this just like cigarette old hag.
Yeah, she's
Where,
just like,
where
"Have a cigarette, kid. You
yeah,
wanna have a pussy, right?"
you got a beautiful voice. But yeah, that's
And
pretty much what she tells Silver. She's like, "You want to get a pussy, don't you?"
yeah, and, Silver's reaction, because she's puffing on her very first cigarette
Uh-huh.
ever, is to just start coughing, which is funny. And that kind of hints at the thing from the source material, which is the protagonist losing her voice.
Yeah, yeah, losing it to a withered old hag.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and via smoking as well.
yeah.
It does make sense because smoking does interfere with singing.
Right. Yeah. It is perfectly appropriate for the scenario, which is partly what I liked so much about this, is that everything like fits together in a way that you're like, yeah, that makes sense. If I was a siren, of course, like if I was on the human world, I'd be a singer. It's what I'm good at.
It's great. It all fits together and makes sense, apart from the big chunk of the movie where we're like, we have no idea what the fuck is happening.
Right, right. Yeah, barring that one thing.
One thing is world building, and the other thing is like plot. And the
Yeah.
world building is quite creative and good.
Yeah, it sure is.
I don't think this movie is really about having a linear plot beyond like the Little Mermaid
I
bits, because
guess
it is
not.
like
Yeah.
a riff on that.
Yeah, just
So
flipping through the book and be like, where's the part where the family dies and overdoses in their dingy apartment?
yeah, and if
Damn it,
you
Hans, you didn't fill that part in. What am I supposed to do?
yeah, and if you look at the original story and you're like, okay, like she sacrificed herself, but she gets eternal life. I guess, like, I don't know. I
Sure,
live in
whatever.
21st century America. Like, I'm not really
Hmm.
into this eternal life shit. So,
Right.
does the fuck boy who left her, does he end up getting his throat ripped out at any point? Well, have I got news for you?
Well, I mean, there's more to it than that, because you still have to go over what
Of course.
happens. Yeah, what happens with like the bifurcation of this duo, um because Silver says, yeah, I'm gonna get legs, and it's funny too, because like they're, I don't know, I'm sure you have an analogy of like, Ringo's not even the best drummer in the Beatles, where it's like it's a band doing a press tour, and meanwhile they all like fucking hate each other.
Right.
Because they're doing like a topless photo shoot of it is Silver and Golden is really like hamming it up for the camera. She's like doing all of her like ingenue poses for it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like in their like ultrasonic like dolphin talking, she's like we're a duo, you can't split up the band. And she's like, don't you stand in my way or you'll never see me again. And
Yeah,
she's
just
like,
fucking try me.
if you try and get legs, you're going to lose your voice. And she's like, oh, that's just like superstitious.
Yeah.
So yeah, the two of
Yeah.
them are fighting, and then they go their separate ways. And Golden does try to make a go for it because, like you say, there's been this other like fish man just kind of lurking around, and he's bad news. Like he just seems like an untrustworthy character. He seems like he's from Rammstein, maybe.
Well, hmm,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. But
Hmm.
yeah, so and he's another fish person, and he's got his band. And Golden, kind of like tries to fit in with them, but just like, yeah, I don't fit in here. I belong in the sea. Like this isn't my scene.
Yeah, because she crushes it singing at
Yeah.
the heavy metal gig, but then the singer tells her like, "Yeah, you need to practice more."
Well, yeah. It's like you
Like,
got
oh,
talent, kid, but you gotta get your musical chops if you want to be in a punk band.
yeah. In the weird heavy metal band that has a saxophonist.
Hey, what's more punk than that?
I was
Um,
just glad that it didn't end up being a ska band.
oh no, that no, this is seductive music that people enjoy. We also find out that the guy calls himself Triton, which is pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes
Um,
sense.
yeah. Meanwhile, while this is going on, where Golden is trying to find like a new place to fit in, Silver is having her bottom surgery.
This is a great scene and cool song to go with it where
Yes,
Silver is
because
singing and narrating her own surgery, but as soon as they take a saw to her lower half,
she
there's
loses
a
her
point where
voice.
her voice just disappears and you're like, "Oh shit, it really happened." Um
Right.
and like so much of the other stuff in the movie, this is like really viscerally upsetting in a way that I have to be like, dude, my compliments, because I'm not really like squeamish about like surgery or any of that stuff, but
Yeah.
it reminds me of that what's that Velvet Underground song called, like Lady Godiva's Operation or whatever, which is
I
about a trans woman like undergoing
uh
surgery that goes badly. And it's one of the most upsetting songs ever written. And years ago when I was really depressed, it was one of, well, I listened to the whole album, like White Light, White Heat, back to back. Like I would listen to it like 2 and 3 times in a row because I didn't enjoy any other music.
No, I know
Um,
how that goes.
yeah. And
You should have
that,
a siren sing at you.
yeah. And that song in particular was like so like visceral and disturbing. It was one of my favorites on the album. And the scene kind of reminded me of that same feeling. Like
Yeah.
I think it has a lot to do with kind of like the aura of griminess and bleakness that is present for most of the movie,
Well,
which
yeah,
is
not
cool. I
yeah,
like
yeah.
it.
Yeah, because not only are they like sawing a fisherwoman in half, there's the cadaver who's been bisected just like laying on the table next to her. It's
Yeah.
like we got the top half and the bottom half here. And as soon as we get this done, yeah, we're gonna take this off the corpse. And it's weird because there's only like one close up of the donor, and she's also like this distractingly beautiful woman. No idea
Yeah.
who she is, or even if she shows up again.
Oh
But
my
it's
god, it's Sydney Sweeney.
ah,
They didn't even use the tits. What the hell?
yeah. What the hell? Um,
The only thing
another
of value about Sydney Sweeney.
things
I don't mean
plural.
that. I
Yeah.
don't mean that. I don't.
Meanwhile, yeah, Sydney Sweeney just like tearing off her headphones, being like, unsubscribe.
Man, I hope she doesn't take back her $50 annual pledge.
I hope she doesn't take her shirt off.
Tits.
Yeah.
Um,
One of the things that I
we were
like about the
speaking of fish
song,
puss.
yeah, one of the, one of the things that I like about that song while she's getting the operation is, yeah, like you say, halfway through she loses her voice. It recalls for me, because I don't listen to the Velvet Underground or listen to Pink Floyd. It reminds me of the last song off of the first disc of The Wall, where he's
Ah,
singing "Goodbye Cruel World," and the song ends mid verse.
yeah.
It's like what a I don't know, what a like unsettling way to end your song where it's like, just never mind. I'm cutting this one short. Just I don't even care.
Yeah, that's such a great album.
Yeah, another one worth listening to when you're just in a deep well of depression.
Yeah, when you're so bummed out you've shaved off your eyebrows.
Right, yeah.
That's a good one. You'll be like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, I
maybe
relate to Pink right here."
yeah, maybe time to make a transatlantic call to your estranged wife.
Yeah.
Collect a call from Mr. Floyd. Mrs. Floyd. All
But
right.
anyway.
Hey, but yeah, all is not lost because you know what? Like she may have lost her voice, but Silver gained a pussy.
But it turns out that those things are like, they're fun, but they're also kind of slimy and upsetting because
Yeah, like a fish.
yeah, so she tries having sex with her her boyfriend, the
Yeah,
bassist,
set
but
set to another great pop song too.
yeah.
Like something that's
Um
from In Universe. I don't even know what it is.
yeah, and at first it's and this is cool. There's a lot of like really cool like filmmaking stuff in this movie, and in this like that
You went to
song is
UCLA,
like
right? Cool filmmaking
uh
stuff.
well, don't tell anyone.
Clown
um
college.
in this scene, like the song is like part of the diegetic sound.
Yes.
Like she puts on a record, and she's kind of bopping to it, and she's lip syncing to it because remember she's voiceless.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, like
See, no
her,
vocal cords to get in the way.
yeah, her man is delighted to see her
Up and
legged
walking.
body,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna get inside that new thing, but he gets up and he's like covered in blood, and he's obviously disgusted.
Yeah, he's put off all the blood from her wound.
Yeah,
I,
so
I mean from her surgery.
and the director has been explicit about this in interviews. Like she mentioned that a lot of the imagery of the film comes from the kind of uncanniness of like the human body, specifically the female body,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of that,
It's a work of horrors, yes.
yeah, that uncomfortable like push and pull between like, oh, like the beautiful form, but also like all the secretions and
Yeah.
whatnot. And
Jen, have I made you read The Feminine Mystique?
Tim, have I made you read Sexual Personae by Camille Paglia?
Read it, man. I lived it.
I think that's the one of her books that is held up. The rest of it is like you read it and you're like, oh, this is basically like Jordan Peterson pre Jordan Peterson, just from a lesbian.
Gross. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I did find like I don't know. There's a film critic and feminist who had some thoughts on it, but they have not aged particularly well. And it
sure.
was I don't know. It's not worth getting into. Not like digressions about the wall and a story about an episode of Tales from the Crypt that I want to talk about. But yeah, it was sort
Yeah,
of
so
like
shut the fuck up, Laura Mulvey, or whoever the fuck you are.
right, yeah, about your gender essentialism and your coining of the term male gaze. Because only men watch
Anyway,
movies about men. That's it.
that's right.
Yeah.
Now back to the fish pussy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So more electropop, but it doesn't go well. Um, the scene of her getting her tail swapped for legs reminds me of a Tales from the Crypt episode I saw when I was a kid.
Maybe the
And
director saw it too.
yeah, could be. No, and we couldn't remember the name of that crusty old actor. It's William Hickey.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Where's my stogie? That guy,
Yeah,
William
that he's,
Hickey.
you know what? That's definitely one of those character actors where you're like, even if you don't know his name, you know that face as soon as you see it.
Right, yeah. So that's why I never bothered to know his name. But yeah, it was a Tales from the Crypt where William Hickey, he plays this old guy who, he's after a young woman, but he's too old, and so he goes to like swap his body with a young, muscular, attractive guy. And so there's a part where because like he swaps the face, and she's like, yeah, but he got an old man's body, so he like switches like his arms and his torso, and like there's a shot of them where they're at the beach, and it's like my man skipped leg day because he's all like hot, from the top, and then below it's the two with their old guy legs. And so he goes back to the doctor, And the doctor's like, okay, but it's going to be $1 million per appendage. And the guy's like, where am I going to get $2 million? And he's like, 3 million. That's the bargain that Silver had to make.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And can I just say, like, this is another devastating thing about the
Hmm.
movie is that eternal story of a woman who really gives everything to a young man, like just to the point, like giving up a piece of herself only for him
Right.
to turn around and marry someone else.
Yeah, because after the lure splits up, the bassist goes on to join another band, and yeah, like the woman, like the lead in that is just a smoke show.
Yep.
She's gorgeous.
Yep.
So yeah, cut to their wedding, and yeah, and they're singing the song about how sad she is. It's like, motherfucker, that's a lure song. You stole
Yeah.
that song from the Mermaids. Oh, you scumbag.
Hmm. It's
Yeah.
almost like it's a metaphor or something.
I don't know. Yeah, and just like in the, the Little Mermaid story, it's saying, "Hey, you have to kill the man who wronged you by daybreak, otherwise he'll turn into sea foam." And that's the choice
Yeah.
that Silver has to make.
And the ending where Silver like makes her choice and is okay with it is like really beautiful and touching.
It really is. Like, and especially the way that it's portrayed too, because it's like it's the two of them like they're embracing this slow dance, and Silver's been like, you're a mermaid, you gotta kill this guy, and she's like, she's baring her fangs, and like, meanwhile, the sun like, comes up, and just the two of them kind of dancing slowly around, and the bassist kind of turns, and Silver's gone.
Yeah.
She's foam, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So she decided not to.
It's really beautiful. And then because Golden has been witnessing this, it then takes a hard left turn into horror.
Right, but yeah, because Golden is still Golden, and she rips his throat out and runs back into the sea. It's like, yeah, yeah, you were never going to fit in here.
Yeah, because I feel like in a place where there really doesn't seem to be an afterlife or a happy ending or any of
Hmm.
that. It's like I think you kind of like take back what you can. And sometimes it's a guy's throat.
I don't know. I mean, she could have just left it at that, but it's like, well, her sister's dead, like through her own, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, just risk taking of, just aspirations to fit in there, but then being like, no, didn't work out. So yeah, it didn't work out for Silver. It didn't work out for the bassist. It didn't work out for Golden.
Yeah.
It's the feel good Poland movie of 2015.
It's really good. It's a very kind of a hypnotically lovely film with all this like disturbing shit in it, which makes it really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
he put it better than I did, but let's see. The film editor and reviewer, Rubina Ramji, calls it a rock opera, a horror movie, and fairy tale story about mermaids all rolled up into one. So there you have it.
Yeah. And I know that our listeners are interested in that kind of freaky off the beaten path shit. So
Yeah,
ideally you have either access to HBO Max or Criterion. I know you all have fucking Criterion channel. Come on.
right.
You
Yeah,
can watch it there. And they have a ton of like supplemental material relating to the film on Criterion as well, like deleted scenes and stuff like that. So check it
yeah.
out.
Yeah, one of the deleted scenes was because after she kills the bassist, Golden runs off, but there's just like a little insert where the policewoman is there and shoots her, and the
Holy
two of them,
shit.
yeah, the two of them have a moment where it's like, I can't believe you shot me. I can't believe I shot you.
Wow, like the payoff from like the gun being pointed at her head during their sexual encounter to like
Yeah,
the end of the movie is like that's interesting. But they opted not to keep that in like the the main cut, I guess, which is kind of interesting.
I think for pacing, and also it
Yeah,
might not have like had the like big payoff that you really needed at that point. I mean,
right,
they're like 7-minute scenes and like recuts that they took out. None of them would have explained some of the gaps in the plot,
right.
unfortunately.
That doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
Yeah, like those scenes were never shot.
Yeah, and again, I don't know if I don't know if it's a case of like, oh well, you really had to be like living in like a Soviet ruled country in the 80s to like
Mhm.
kind of get it, but I don't know. And
I don't
I
know.
do have some Polish ancestry, but I'm not particularly well versed in the country beyond like, oh yeah, they're real Catholic, right?
I do not know.
Yeah. So
I just know that
Tim knows
mermaids
even
are
less than I
real
do.
and they
Yes,
live in Poland.
that's true. And they got some thick ass tails, if you know what I'm saying.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, you can show your support by going to patreon.com/have you seen this and make a pledge at the $2 or $5 tier. $5 a month gets the latest episode before everyone else, plus access to our Discord where we're always arguing about movies. If you'd like to give us a tip, our Ko-Fi link is in the show notes.
Did we cover everything?
Well, barring that 20 minutes that we excised unexplained, I think we covered everything.